before we get into the program and we hear from these wonderful people who've been kind enough to come here, I'd like to recognize a couple people in the audience first. First, my wonderful wife, Deborah. Dr. Richard Avery, president of Coppin State University. Is Ms. Fran Allen here, district director representing Elijah Cummings. And Reverend Jerome Stevens, statewide field representative representing Senator Cardin. Reverend John Hankins, the pastor of Trinity Presbyterian Church. Elder Artie B. Shaw, pastor of New Calvary Life Temple. And the officers and members of the North Avenue, Hilton Street Business and Community Task Force. Would you please just raise your hands so people see who you are? I'd like to recognize also MJ was, I can never pronounce that name, Wazanowski from our architect, Choben Holback, and Fred Thompson from our engineering firm, Gower Thompson, without whom we could not be digging this dirt. And I also want to just recognize two of the grunts who actually get it done and done very well, and without whose hard work and dedication we would not be sitting here. I just want to mention Tony Bedon and Bill Brigade. I'm eager to get to the festivities, and we will, but first I have to say something. It does not make me happy to say this. It saddens me, but it has to be said. This project was always planned to be two phases. First, rejuvenate the south side of the street, and then the north side of the street. Do the whole block. And it was planned that both phases would be financed by tax credits. Now, tax credits are federal credits given to each state on the basis of population, and they're administered in Maryland by the State Department of Housing. Now, many federal programs have been cut to the bone, but thankfully that's not happened to the tax credit program. Home funds have been cut. There's no more stimulus money. That makes tax credits by far the largest and most important source of money for projects like this, for both phases, both for this side of the street and the north side, which will be the second phase. There are those who are now saying that tax credit funds should be taken away from neighborhoods like this, that projects like this and the north side of the street should not be built. They say those dollars should be taken from those projects and used instead to build affordable housing in rich neighborhoods. They say that poor people should live in Roland Park, not in this neighborhood or any neighborhood like it. They say that investing in neighborhoods like this, in this neighborhood right here, should not be done because it creates a pocket of poverty. I say that's just flat wrong. This project does not create a pocket of poverty. I'll tell you what it does. It meets an already existent need, a tremendous, crushing, desperate need for decent, affordable housing right here, not somewhere else. It does not create a pocket of poverty. The only thing it creates is high-quality housing in a neighborhood that, sure, it's already poor, this neighborhood. This does not create a poor neighborhood. That neighborhood is already here. What these people don't like to admit is this, that this right here, this is a neighborhood. Right. I mean, it may be poor, but so what? That doesn't mean that it can't be vital and vibrant. Not every neighborhood is rich, and it doesn't have to be. This was once a vital and vibrant neighborhood, and it can be again if you invest some money here. If you do that, this neighborhood will improve. If you don't, it will continue to look the way it does. So their thing is, take all the money from projects like this, use it to build housing in Roland Park, because poor people should live there. They got no business living in this neighborhood. Well, that's an interesting experiment in social engineering. Maybe it's good for some people, but maybe it's not good for some other people. Some people may prefer to live in the neighborhood where their family has lived for generations, where their friends and their family live now, where their church is, where they have public transportation to their job, where their home is, where they have some roots in their neighborhood. And they deserve to have in their neighborhood a decent place to live. And the fact is, you cannot have a decent neighborhood without decent housing. If you don't have decent housing, your neighborhood is done for. If they grab the dollars from this neighborhood, from the tax credits for this neighborhood, from the only serious source of money left to build housing, they will condemn this neighborhood to death. You cannot simply abandon this neighborhood and others like it all over Baltimore. And that's precisely what these people propose to do. It's not right. You can't do that. Now, maybe their experiment in social engineering is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I think that's debatable. But whether it is or not, that's not the point. It's not the point. No matter what fancy-sounding goal they've got, the point is this. The price of achieving that goal cannot be abandoning this neighborhood and neighborhoods like it all over Baltimore. You can't do that. Now, this little social engineering program's got a fancy name. They call it Move to Opportunity. That sounds cute, but it's not honest. Let's call it what it is. Abandon the Neighborhoods Initiative. Well, it's got to be stopped. We're going to organize. We're going to stop it. There's going to be a political fight, people, and we're going to be in it. So if you, thank you. If you believe this project should be built right here in this neighborhood, if you believe the second phase of this project should be built, the north side of the street, right here in this neighborhood, if you believe this neighborhood and neighborhoods like it all over Baltimore deserve to have decent, affordable housing, then your name has been spoken. The question is, will you answer? Will you help us? It's easy. The way to start is very simple. Just send an email to revivebaltimore@gmail.com. If you take a look at your program, on the second page, right down at the bottom, that's the email. Just send an email there. That's the first step in our organizing. There's going to be a lot more. Our voice is going to be heard. So if you're a member of this community or one like it, if you're a pastor, a deacon, if you're a member of a church in this community or one like it, if you're a member of an organization that works in or serves this community or one like it, if you just believe it's the right thing, please answer. Stand with us. Spread the word. Help us.